Okay, should I start Rebirth now?
No.
Like, why are you asking us?
I don't know.
I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna like have you hostage. You can't rebirth. I'm gonna keep saying no.
You're just gonna keep on saying no when I ask, and then I'm just gonna be stuck at 499 Rebirths.
Yeah, you're never getting 500 badge.
Damn. Well, I'm going for that right now. Alright, hopefully 900 literally doesn't spawn on my key. Or sleep screamer. Those two are my biggest ops for real.
Real. Real as shit.
Yup. Alright, there's gotta be seat 11.
These boxes are tokens of your new identity, your public records, your private life.
Oh, it was glass. Glass 11.
Till that's 11.
Wait, I got stamina glitch whenever I vaulted? Wait, what? I vaulted with a heavy object. I got stamina glitch from. I don't think I've ever gotten stamina glitch while vaulting before. What the hell?
Yeah, you also get no bitches.
Oh,
I mean, it usually happens like early game only.
Early game?
early game. Yo,
Like early trial. Yeah.
really? Okay. I don't think I've ever gotten it like while vaulting though. That's cool.
Let's find a way to get like the stamina glitch consistent.
Are we ever gonna get that consistent in trials?
I mean, that would be crazy if we did.
Alright, maybe.
Like, you know, fucking Alex Bowser, he's gonna crash that shit in like fucking 2 hours.
Club star, club star, club star.
Early game.
Early game. Oh, it's star. Hold up, star key's good.
Oh, star?
Star. Yep. That has to be a separate reference.
Yep.
Try not to get star key challenge. Actually impossible.
Oh, okay, I'm getting close. Okay, I actually got good keys and 900. The fuck's off. Let's go.
Yeah, like I stream like 5 killer snitches in a row versus us, and like every single first key is the star.
Really?
Yup.
Yes.
Realest shit I've ever heard.
Don't you write that on the seeds with the star key first.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, gas 11. Hold up. No.
Yes.
Yep. It's
Gas 11? What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
Seat 11 gas, bro. I got it like right next to like the body. Not like on the body, but it was like in front of it. If that makes any sense.
Fucking gas 11.
Gas 11. I hear Night Hunter. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, Gardner.
No, already done with keys. He's walking down in the basement. Okay, we're good. Okay, there's no other radios outside the house. Okay. Is there one in the kitchen? Yep. Okay. I hear Pouncer. No! There's no way!
An enemy hiding.
Yep, we're on the radio. There's a locker next to the radio. There's a Pouncer in there. I cannot win. That's so.
I could hear his pain. Holy shit.
That's so funny. Bro, I also got pounced on my 400 Rebirth video too. It's insane. It's actually tradition. Okay, Firmal's good. Oh, oh, it's on the other side. Bro, why did the radio spawn on the other side? No. Whatever.
Alright, time for first RNG section. Let's go.
Yep. Yo, RNG, that's gotta be an Outlast Trials reference.
Nah.
Why the hell is Coil out there? Okay. He almost just hit me. Wow. getting shot. Let's go.
Most
Boom.
peaceful day in London.
Yep. Like getting shot.
No,
No.
getting stabbed.
Yep.
Dude, what? No way. Like, of course, my RNG is total dog shit when I'm speedrunning.
Yep.
Like, bro.
Hello.
Oh, I got good icon RNG. Hold up. Let's go. Alright. Bam. 500 rebirths. I'm done with this game now.
Finally, now delete your account.
Delete my entire Outlast Trials account.
Yup.
Honestly, fair. I get that. I know that this has already been said before about the current rebirth system that we have right now, but after hitting 500 rebirths, I want to talk about why I think this is so bad, and I really wonder why it's still in the game. Now, if you're new to Outlast Trials or don't quite remember how it worked back then, the old system that we had back in early access consisted of the base programs, like program 1, 2, 3, and 4, that had the full main trial, all of the MKs that went along with it, and you had program X. And it was a program that consisted of 6 MKs and 4 trials, all with veritors, and gave out 1 token each. And it was the only way for you to get tokens and get reborn. And once you completed all 10 trials on there, you can start the Pharaoh trial. Now, during 4 release, Rebirths completely changed the system that we had and made it to where now any trial you played gave you tokens, with full trials giving you 2 and MK challenges giving you 1. And they doubled the amount of tokens that you need to get with it now being 20. But what made the new system so bad is that none of the tokens scaled according to difficulty. Like, as much as I love Geister, the worst part was that it was way too grindy for no reason. Like, Red Barrels literally took the worst part about Geister and made that the new Rebirth system and called it a day. And it's still like this now for Season 1, but instead of having Genesis, X, and Ultra, we now have like Intro, Standard, Intensive, and Psycho, which is, I think, even worse than this, actually. It's like they still won't scale the tokens according to difficulty, which makes it to where there's literally no incentive to play the hard difficulties, like, at all. Because, like, why would you... Like, if you're grinding for Rebirths, why would you ever play the harder difficulties if they don't reward you more than the, like, the past ones? And I've seen so many people that don't really grind for Rebirths at all. They, like, defend this system, and their main argument is basically like, oh, well, Rebirths aren't, everything in this game. You can do other stuff, which I mean, like, that is partially true, but it's like, back in early access, if you've, like, A-plussed basically everything, and you got all the cosmetics, and upgraded, like, everything, the only replay value that game still had the only reason why you would play it still, after all that, is to, like, rebirth grind and get the trophies or go above and beyond. Like, that's the most important part about old Program X, is that, like, it allowed players to go above and beyond, and they can set crazy goals, and they can still accomplish it. And now with the program structure that we have for Season 1, they just completely just got rid of the MK challenges to play. Now we only have, like, the full trials there, which makes no sense to me. It's like, for as bad Genesis was, at least you were able to play basically the whole game. Like, it basically consisted of, like, the 5 main trials we had, like, with Toy Factory being it new, and then all the MKs. We can't even play the MK challenges that we want to play. The only way to play MK challenges is either if it's on, like, event if it's either on like event rotations or like weekly program rotations and escalation. But it's like with the event and weekly rotations, like that doesn't get players excited about the new rotation. It just discourages players to even just play the game at all when they can't even play the stuff that they want to play, especially since it was available all the way back then. Like I genuinely don't know what was so wrong with the old system that we had back in early access. Like back in early access, we had all the content from again the base programs, and if you want to challenge yourself and get reborn, you can play Program X, which prepared you to like be a better player in general and just get good at the feral trial. And the more feral trials you beat, the more time you get reborn, and then the more time you get reborn, like the more you're closer to the trophies. It's like Red Barrel still like wants players to get reborn because it's like they still have like all like the trophies. It's like they have like the 1, 5, 10, 25, 50, 75, 100 and all that stuff. There's still nothing past 100, but it's like they still have those and they still want people to like play it, but it's like with every update they're just making Rebirth grinding like more annoying, tedious and boring, and it's like it just sucks, dude. And I feel like ever since 4 release they just like single-handedly just lessened the value of the 100 trophy, especially since you can now just spam the same easy trials just over and over and over again and just get it that way. I mean, I guess now it's like a tiny bit more balanced this way with season 1, now that like season 1 actually scales with difficulty the more times you rebirth. So I guess like the more times you rebirth, the more you have to get good at feral trial, which I mean that does show skill, obviously, but in order to get there you can just still spam the easy trial, so it's like what's the point at all? And like I don't want to be that type of guy that just like craps on people's achievements, but it's like whenever I see someone get the 100 trophy, I'm still gonna celebrate that, and I'm still gonna like be proud of them and be like, oh hell yeah, like nice, another 100 rebirth trophy person, like let's go, you know what I mean? But like I'll be lying if I said that it still has the exact if it still has the same value as it had back in early access. Like whenever you got the 100 trophy back in early access, you were literally like John Outlast. Like literally everybody was like, "Oh shit, you got the 100 trophy." Back in like early access, that means you had to do Program X 100 times. Like holy shit. And back in 4 release, it wasn't like Red Barrels was completely against token scaling. It's like back in 4 release, whenever we had Toxic Shock and Primetime, they scaled the tokens according to difficulty for both those like experimental programs, which like I don't get at all. It's like they decide to scale the temporary stuff. It's like they decide to scale tokens for cosmetics, but not tokens for rebirths, which I feel like rebirths have a lot more value and takes a lot more skill than just cosmetics. But I guess now recently ago we had that like ask me anything for Red Barrels, and someone asked like a question along the lines of like, hey, have you ever thought about scaling tokens according to difficulty, because a lot of players are unhappy with the current method of rebirthing? And then they said that the reason why they haven't scaled it yet is because they don't want to penalize players for playing on the easier difficulties, because the rebirth trial relates a lot to the lore and story of this game, which like makes no sense to me at all, because it's like you're not penalizing the players that want to play. It's like you're not penalizing them at all, because they're still getting tokens for the trials. The only people that you're penalizing are the people that want to go above and beyond and play in the harder difficulties. Like the only people that are suffering from this are people that are already just good at the game. Like it makes no like what I don't get it. And if you really want to talk about lore in this game, like Dr. Easterman would never allow his reagents to like spam the same easy trials over and over again, and that counts for rebirth. He would never allow that in like a million years. And another thing that made sense to me lore wise for Program X was that it's like I guess like the biggest problem with Program X is that like players felt restricted to play it, but it's like that kind of made sense to me, because it's like the entire premise of this game is that you're literally a test subject picked off the street by an evil corporation. I feel like the evil corporation would have more control over you than you yourself. The only like 2 problems I could possibly think of that the old Program X had was that like I did see some players talk about how it was kind of grindy because it was like the same 10 trials over and over and over again. And like don't get me wrong, like I never felt like actually bored like about it, but whenever I did grind to 100 Rebirths back in early access, I did feel some sort of like repetitiveness, but it's like if you want to talk about repetitiveness, this system that we have now is like 20 times worse because back then the method on rebirthing fast was getting good at those 10 specific trials and doing it over and over again with like, Verity. The main method or the fastest most effective way now is to literally just spam either intro kill the snitch or like standard bad apples like a duo or quad, and then it's like just that way. It's so dumb. And another thing I see a lot of newer players like counter argument whenever veteran players talk about this horrible system is that they always say something like, "Oh well, didn't you get your money's worth out of this game?" And it's like, yes, you're 100% true. It's like I got this game for $30 all the way back in like June of last year, and the fact that I'm still playing it and talking about it to this day is still pretty impressive. But it's like that's why I'm so like passionate and adamant about like the problems I see as legitimate problems in this game. It's like sure, I got my time worth out of it, but I still want to spend my time in this game. You know what I mean? It's like I still want to play the funny run away from horror people game, and it's like with every update they're just making it just worse and worse. And another argument that newer players also make is that they're basically like, oh well, no wonder you're getting bored of this game now. You spent so much time in it. It's like I want you to realize the only times I've ever felt bored of this game was because of this system. I can't think of a single time where I like legitimately felt straight up bored during early access. Like I did feel that wave of like repetitiveness during the Program X grind, don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't think there's been a single time during early access where I straight up felt bored to the point where I'm like I don't want to play this anymore. I've definitely felt that feeling during full release in season one because of this system and program structure alone. It's like you can literally talk to me about almost anything about this game. Like you can talk to me about the map design, the character design, you know, like enemies, story and lore, the co-op features, the graphics, the animations. Like you can talk to me about almost anything about this game and I'll tell you how much I love it and how much I think this game has so much like creativity and like detail put into it. As soon as you bring up the rebirth system, the program structure, or like bugs that's been in the game since day one, I turn into the biggest hater because I think those three aspects are the biggest thing dragging this game down from literally being the best horror co-op game in the world. Like, as much as I don't like the current state of this game and how I think it's been in the wrong direction ever since full release, I still do wish Rebirths all the best in their projects and whatever they decide to make in the future, especially when it comes to Outlast trials. Because like I'm still passionate about this game because I just love it so much. And with the recent like data breach, I believe that happened a while ago. I hope they can recover fast from it. And again, I wish them all the best. Either way, they still made like an amazing game that I've poured like hundreds of hours into. Like the only other game I can think of that I've poured this much time, love, like into is like The Binding of Isaac, and like that's it. Like I think like The Binding of Isaac and like the Outlast Trials were like two of my most easily played games like ever, and that is saying something. That the fact that Rebels did make a game where I'm still playing it to this day. That's all I really have to say. Good night, everybody.